Okay, so today we're going deep on telemedicine.
Telemedicine.
It seems like it's everywhere these days.
Yeah.
And we've got this source, Telemedicine, the Future of Healthcare. And I think this is going to be a really interesting deep dive because everybody seems to have an opinion on telemedicine.
They do.
And so before we jump into it, I want to make sure that everyone listening knows that we are not doctors and we are not giving medical advice.
No.
We are simply exploring the ideas in this text and talking about the future of healthcare.
Absolutely.
So before we even get into the real meat of this, I think we should just start with the basics.
Yeah, what is it?
What is telemedicine? What does that even mean?
Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, it's just like video calls with your doctor.
Right.
And while that's a big part of it, it goes way beyond that.
Okay.
It's really about using any kind of technology to deliver healthcare remotely.
Okay.
So that could be...
So like you mean the phone too?
Yeah, even the phone.
Okay.
Like even just calling your doctor and asking a question that's technically a form of telemedicine.
Interesting.
But it also includes things like using wearable sensors to track your vital signs.
Okay.
Having AI analyze your health data.
Really? AI?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And even using virtual reality for things like physical therapy.
Oh, wow.
It's becoming super sophisticated.
That's wild. So I've got to ask then, what are the benefits of this? I mean, besides, not having to go to the doctor's office all the time.
Oh, there are tons of benefits.
Like what?
Well, first of all, it can really improve access to healthcare.
Especially for people who live in like rural areas or places where there aren't a lot of specialists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like imagine you live in a small town hours away from the nearest cardiologist.
Right.
With telemedicine, you could have a virtual appointment with that specialist without having to travel.
Makes sense.
And that's a huge deal for people with chronic conditions who need regular checkups.
Definitely. And then there's the cost savings, right?
Yeah, telemedicine can often be cheaper than traditional healthcare.
For both the patient and the provider, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Patients can save money on travel expenses and missed work, and providers can save on overhead costs.
Interesting. And I'm sure the convenience factor is a big plus, too.
Oh, absolutely. You can have a doctor's appointment from the comfort of your own home.
In your pajamas, even.
Exactly. You don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare.
So you're telling me I could have stayed in bed for all those appointments?
Maybe not all of them, but for some.
Yeah, I'm sold. What else?
Okay, well, besides convenience, it can actually lead to better health outcomes.
Really?
Yeah, because with things like remote monitoring, doctors can catch problems early on
Okay.
and intervene before they become serious.
And so, for example?
So say you have diabetes.
Okay.
You could wear a continuous glucose monitor that sends your blood sugar readings to your doctor in real time.
Oh, wow.
And if your levels start to go out of range, your doctor can adjust your medication or lifestyle recommendations right away.
That's incredible. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing technology.
Okay, so it sounds like telemedicine has a lot of potential.
It does.
But I mean, come on, there have to be some downsides too, right?
Well, yeah, there are some challenges.
Like what?
One of the biggest concerns is about the quality of care.
Okay, I can see that.
Some people worry that telemedicine can lead to misdiagnoses.
Because the doctor isn't physically examining you?
Right, exactly. And it's harder to build rapport over a video call,
Right.
which can affect the patient-doctor relationship.
And what about data privacy? I mean, I'm always a little nervous about sending my personal information online.
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Telemedicine platforms have to comply with HIPAA.
What's HIPAA?
It's the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act,
Okay.
which protects the privacy of your medical information.
Okay, that makes sense.
So these platforms need to use encryption and other security measures to keep your data safe.
That's good to know. So is that like the biggest challenge then, or are there other things we should be thinking about?
I mean, data security is definitely a big one,
Okay.
but there's also the issue of the digital divide. The digital divide. It refers to the gap between people who have access to technology and those who don't.
Oh, right.
So not everyone has reliable internet or a smartphone or a computer.
That's true.
And if we're not careful, telemedicine could actually worsen healthcare inequalities
I see what you mean.
by making it harder for people without those resources to access care.
So what can we do about that?
Well, we need to make sure that everyone has affordable access to technology and internet service.
That makes sense.
And we need to make sure that telemedicine platforms are user-friendly and accessible to people with disabilities.
Okay, so those are some pretty big challenges.
They are.
But it sounds like we're making progress at least.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I remember back in the early days of the pandemic,
Oh, yeah.
telemedicine was kind of like a novelty.
Right.
But now it's become so much more mainstream.
It has. The pandemic really accelerated its adoption.
It did. I had to have like half my appointments virtually.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
And it honestly wasn't that bad.
It can be really convenient.
It is. So what do you think the future holds for telemedicine?
Well, I think it's only going to become more common and more sophisticated.
In what way?
Well, we're already seeing things like AI-powered diagnostic tools.
Oh, wow.
And remote patient monitoring is becoming more and more advanced.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I think we'll see even more innovative applications of technology in healthcare in the years to come.
So it's not just about replacing in-person visits then?
No, it's about using technology to enhance healthcare.
To make it more accessible and more effective.
Exactly.
I like that. So what does all this mean for our listeners?
Well, it means that telemedicine is a powerful tool that can improve your healthcare experience.
But it's important to be informed.
Absolutely. You need to understand the benefits and limitations of telemedicine.
Right.
And you need to be your own advocate.
Advocate for your own health.
Exactly. Make sure you're getting the care you need.
Whether it's in person or virtually.
Right.
This has been really eye-opening, I have to say.
It's a fascinating field.
It is. And I hope our listeners found it helpful.
Me too.
So if you're interested in learning more about telemedicine, there are a ton of resources available online.
And don't be afraid to ask your doctor about it.
That's right. See if it's right for you.
Exactly.
And that's it for this deep dive into telemedicine.
Telemedicine?
Thanks for joining us.
It was fun.
Until next time, stay curious.